There's a really important point that most people hit who get involved in any kind of inner work, meditation, EFT tapping, visualization, working on your beliefs, the kind of stuff that you do with inner work, stuff we do on this channel and lots of great teachers out there promote and present, where you have some specific area of your life where there's a clear goal you're going for. It could be healing of your body, like in a specific way, a certain condition, a particular romantic relationship, or I want to be married, or I want to be out of debt. And these goals aren't necessarily happening. They might even seem like I'm not seeing much progress at all, yet the other things that supposedly happen, like I'm feeling a little lighter, I'm feeling a little better, other parts of my life seem to be improving, but not this one, or I don't have that particular outcome yet. This is where the rubber meets the road and where it's really important to tune into, I'm just calling it a certain perspective that you want to watch out for and one you might want to explore a bit. There's a part of all of us that's really black and white and will tend to be very judgmental and very overly simplistic, giving such statements as, hey, you've been working on this for 2 years, or you've been doing inner work for 6 years on this subject and you're still not where you want to be financially, or you still don't have this partner in your life. And it's just very cold. It's like, well, you've been working X number of hours, you don't have X result, you must be doing it wrong, you must be doing something bad, you're not getting it. And it's so focused on just the hard, solid matter of the result that it's not necessarily accurately seeing the whole process that's going on. So for every person who's into this stuff, including the ones who pretend that they have no blocks and every area of their life has had no resistance. You don't see that too often, but occasionally people kind of give off that vibe. There's going to be some area of your life where this stuff seems to work like magic, and others where the path is different. Now, my sort of personal take on it, and just what I've seen a lot in myself and working with other people, is that there are certain ones that have more history. They touch on deeper parts of your identity, your emotions, your life, whether that's genetic or who knows, right? But there's just more meat there. And so in the process of, let's say, going to get out of debt, it's not just a few beliefs. It's not just, I need a different mindset about money. That particular one is locked into some sort of family identity, a whole bunch of stuff. And so on that path, you've, instead of just going like this, you get into one area and then you start hitting into the family stuff. And it's like you go down here and you're cleaning out this basement, and then a pipe breaks because you're messing with things and it gets ugly for a minute and you're kind of sorting it all out. Then it comes up to the surface. Then there's the next part of it, and oh man, I don't remember that happening in my life, and it opens up another can of worms and there's some stuff to work through, right? That can happen. And this stuff might need to be, quote unquote, need to be cleaned out in order for you to kind of become the person who gets this, or it's important for you in some other way to come in contact with these parts of yourself and realize these things that are going on. So there's this path that all of this stuff you're kind of working through and discovering and learning about yourself and maybe getting some insights on, again, kind of growing you into the person that can have this. The part of you that just simply looks at the end result and says, well, you're here and you're not here yet, therefore you're doing it wrong, you're not doing anything. It's too simplistic, it's too hard on yourself. It's important to be able to see that you're actually going through these different phases, that these different things are coming out of you, and quite often you're going to confront things that you might not confront otherwise. That sense of, this is never going to work for me. The sense of, this is absolute hopelessness. If it's a physical condition, you might get into some stuff, right? Confronting your own mortality. Can I heal? Are we supposed to heal? All this sort of deep existential stuff can come to the surface as you're doing this. And that's no joke, right? That's deep stuff that comes up in life, that this path may be the path you've chosen to go into that and explore that. I submit that it's worth it, even when it probably doesn't feel like it, but that there's a depth and reward to that. Now, the caveat being that you're actually doing that, meaning you actually are doing some real work, You are investigating these feelings and thoughts and going into them as they come up. That's different than it's a different video for another time, different conversation, where people are like, I've been working on this for 6 years. And then you kind of ask, well, what did you actually do? What do you do every day? What's your process of doing inner work? And it's kind of like, well, I'm not really doing much. I just think about it a lot, and I've taken a few classes. That's not what we're talking about. That's something you can examine separately. But you want to really pay close attention to the part of you that speaks in language like, you still don't have that, and you've been doing it X amount of time, right? You want to give yourself permission to step back and see, wait a minute. Okay, for this part of my life, where has working on this taken me? What has this revealed to me? Maybe it's not a simple path. Obviously it's not, if it's taken you to these sort of different dimensions of your life. And like I said, it's all very personal. It's all very sort of mysterious in a lot of ways. Why some people have so much in one area of life and money they've never had a problem with. You can't compare yourself in that way. The whole thing is too complex. But you can't oversimplify, right? Anything that says X amount of time you have no results, or you have nothing to show for this, or you should quit because you haven't achieved this particular goal by doing this process or this amount of time, it's too simplistic, it's too black and white, and it's going to hurt you, like emotionally, even physically in your body, create pain and emotions and suffering that are based on a misperception. They're based on an idea that I should have done this more easily, or this should have happened by now. There's no laws about it. There's no rules about it. There's people and courses and videos saying, well, if you follow this formula, you would have this in 6 months. But their own business that teaches that course, I'm sure they want it to be $1 million business, and it's not, right? So nobody can tell you that they have the formula for any part of their life or any part of your life. It should take this long, or it only requires this or that, unless they can actually demonstrate it, which is impossible, and they haven't. So you got to be kind to yourself with this stuff, and you got to look at the process as a process and be checking in. This is where it's good to work with others, where it's good to get some coaching or have a group you work with, so that you are getting some assessment. Okay, am I actually doing the work? Am I stuck somewhere that this could move faster? Am I sort of in denial about something? But in the vast majority of cases, you're being too hard on yourself, and you're looking at the situation too simplistically. So I hope that helps. I hope it gives you a chance to kind of relax and give yourself a little bit of slack, not in just a sort of feel good, hey, it takes time, don't worry about it kind of way, but to appreciate that, no, legitimately, you're doing a lot. There's a lot of housekeeping, a lot of planting seeds and clearing rocks and organizing energy that's involved between here and here for you. And you've chosen that path. I guarantee you there's some easier path to you getting money or getting married or something, and you're choosing to go through it. So give yourself some credit. Hope that helps, and I'll talk to you soon.